You are listening to the Hello Sport podcast.
What about like one of those big, you get those big plastic drum bottles and you...
Love that. Let's get one of them.
They're funner.
They're actually more fun. Let's look into that, Tobler.
Yeah.
And we can have these.
Yeah.
We can have these for guests, but otherwise don't use them.
Oh, we'll have a big drum.
Yeah, we'll have a drum job because I'm starting to feel bad about it. They're everywhere.
We take the piss. We like half drink them.
There's two. Well, I try.
It goes in the plants.
I'm sure. And I mean, they're not
it's
dying.
not the water wastage that's the issue.
The ends of the leaves aren't looking good, but that's obviously top.
So look,
top
obviously,
of the you believe nothing's wrong.
Obviously, we're pro planet.
Planet first.
Planet first. Listen, we're Australia first as well on this podcast.
Fucking oath we are.
We love the nation, and one of the nation's favourite sons, Tom, Ange Postecoglou,
Angie
P,
sweaty old Ange,
sweaty Ange of
on the sideline of the Asia Cup final, sweating his cock off.
Did Ange give us Asian Cup glory?
I think he either gave us glory or close to glory.
Because we've won the Asian Cup.
Maybe
was he at the helm?
I think he was. He was the sweatiest man in his white shirt. Like, I don't know why they couldn't give Ange a black shirt.
Yeah,
Dave's looking it up. Are you looking this up? Are you going off memory?
just
I'm
guessing?
I'm reading it off Wikipedia here.
Okay, good.
David like to apologise again.
I would like to apologise once again to all the punters and dribblers, Darren Lockyer, and most importantly, Tom and Eddie for getting it wrong.
What else did you get wrong? What else did you guess?
I'd like to apologise to all the cast of American Pie.
Yep.
Because that film was released in 1999.
Particularly Nadia.
Could you explain to people why you got it wrong? Because that's also interesting, I think.
That is an interesting story, Tom. Well, when we started talking about American Pie and its kind of
When we
vibe
asked you when it came out, and when we asked you when Darren Lockyer retired,
Okay, well, Darren Lockyer retiring, I had a memory in my brain that when Storm beat Broncos in the prelim final, that was Darren Lockyer's last game.
Did you then Google it to clarify?
I did not. I foolishly trusted my memory, which I now know not to do.
What about the American Pie one? Did you Google that?
I did not Google that. I was looking at a piece of uni work of mine where I said what the date was. So I got it wrong in that essay as well as...
What are you doing behind that computer?
Lots of stuff, mate.
But are you meant to be Dioring?
I am meant to be Dioring.
David has made a promise that he will now look things up.
Yes.
On the internet.
Which is good because...
We're going to get answers like this. Yep. Ange did
in 2015.
Okay.
There you go. So sweaty old Ange.
So that was that post Brisbane Roar post Melbourne victory? Because he definitely won the toilet seat with the Roar.
He won it with the Roar, did he?
He won a toilet seat, yeah.
So the kid can coach.
The kid can coach. And
winning the A-League is no easy feat.
No, fuck no. It's the hardest competition in the world, Tom. We've mused about that many times before.
It'll be a walk in the park doing the Premier League.
Premier League will be a piece of piss. That's where we're getting to. We're just giving you a history of sweaty Ange. Ange, sweatiest coach in world football, wins the Asian League, which is our World Cup. Why? Because we're not going to win a World Cup, but we can win an Asian Asian League.
Asian champions?
Well, the Asian Champions League was won by Western Sydney Wanderers. I believe Popovich was at the helm.
And that was before they'd even won a competition.
Still haven't.
Well, so I was correct.
So Ange wins the Asian Cup. Timmy Cahill, that's his World Cup.
That's his swan song.
Did
he do it? Was that his bicycle kick?
Yes. I think that was an Asian Cup semi. Bicycle kick.
Sweaty Ange.
But Ange has got since coaching Australia. Ange went over to I think a team in Japan in the J League. Then he went.
Did he win with the J League?
Don't know. Dave will let us know.
He won the J League with Yokohama in
2019.
This kid could be anything. He was also a Socceroos coach.
So he's gone toilet seat, Asian Cup, J League. Then he won the treble the other day with Celtic, which is the Scottish Premier League or Championship, the Scottish League Cup, and the Scottish
and is that
FA
rare?
Cup equivalent.
Is that rare?
It's happened 8 times in Celtic's history, I think. Something like that I was reading the other day. It's not super rare, but rare enough.
It's still pretty fucking good.
They've done it a lot recently, but that's because Rangers have... Listen, to get really fucking nitty-gritty into the Asian fucking championship.
Asian?
Oh, sorry, Scottish. Rangers got done for, basically going into administration, and then they had to go back to, the bottom of the Scottish football leagues and climb all their way back up. They used to have a massive rivalry with Celtic, but it's more Celtic dominated at the moment ever since Rangers. The Rangers are back up now, but it took them a while.
It also says here on his Wikipedia page, he's got the record with Brisbane Roar for the longest undefeated streak in Australian sporting history.
How many games?
36 games.
Wow. It's a bit different in soccer because you can draw, but I'll accept it.
I'll allow it because this is a pro Ange segment.
Yeah.
He's now been given the fucking big gig at Tottenham.
This has got real FIFA career mode about it.
This is the FIFA career mode.
This is start, down. Obviously, the toughest comp to win is the A-League, but it's still toilet seat footy. And
that's why it's so tough.
Yeah, exactly. And
that's why you get the toilet seat as a prize.
Because you've got shit players. Not shit players, I take that back. But you have comparatively less talented cattle to work with.
Yes.
These aren't prizes to show bulls, steers, rams.
Correct.
You work your way all the way up to one of the biggest teams in the world now.
Can we get just also to pump up Angie's tyres? Can I get a population, an Asia population? What's the population of Asia?
That's a huge what?
Well, because we won the Asia Cup, mate, with 24 million.
Yeah,
I just want to see what the big fella was capable of.
4.561 billion.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Let that sink in.
24 million up against 4 point what?
561. Actually, it's probably more now. That was 2018.
So Angie,
4.7 now.
Angie can coach.
Yeah, kid can coach.
How
There's
he's
no
going to
doubt
go
about
at
that.
Tottenham? Like this is he's starting to get to the tippity top now.
Could you just quickly also check, David, whether we fucked him off from the Socceroos in acrimonious circumstances? I believe that it was, but that wouldn't shock me that Australia fuck off someone doing something good.
My memory is that we struggled to qualify for
The World Cup.
World Cup.
Yeah, so that was the 2018 FIFA World Cup qualifications. We did qualify, but 2 weeks after that, he announced his resignation.
Jump before you push sort of stuff.
Potentially. I think there was a
swear
little
there was
bit
heaps
of
of stuff.
I think there's a little bit of why the fuck didn't we qualify quicker energy
Yeah.
going around.
Which is like, you just qualify. Just be happy with qualifying.
Yeah, but Ange is probably going, I've got my sights on the big time here. Not to say that the Australian soccer men's team coach isn't like the tippity top of world sport, but he saw it a bit differently.
And you know what? We don't all see things the exact same way, and that is what it is. Now, what do we reckon Ange's getting Bicky-wise at Tottenham?
Oh, he'd be on that big.
What are we thinking though? What's a fucking, because he's not just he's a big.
Let's guess.
But I have no view on that.
He's not a huge dick. He's not a Pep Guardiola, obviously.
Who traded him to Africa?
But he's got runs on the board. Like he doesn't. Put it this way: if I'm looking at the resume, kid doesn't lose.
Yeah, well, he wins everything.
No L's. I reckon he gets be pounds. Obviously, I reckon. Like
20?
I was going to say 10 million pounds.
Probably closer to 10. I've got some other numbers here. Jurgen Klopp is paid 16 mil.
That name sounds like someone taking a shit.
But Jurgen Klopp has won a Premier League with Liverpool. He was a big dick at Borussia Dortmund, not the right. Look at like Stokes coach and shit.
Yeah,
But Tottenham's a big team.
Well, I'm just kind of going through.
But
so,
he's a new coach.
But a big team.
Chelsea managers on 10 mil.
Oh, okay. Well, he wouldn't be getting that.
He'd be on about 7-ish, 6, 7, 5, between 5 and 10 maybe. Between 5 and 10.
Yeah.
Pound.
It's just like Celtic, right? Scottish team. They're famous. They've got a famous name, but it's the Scottish.
It's the Scottish League. Yeah.
And that's no disrespect to our Scottish listener. We love the Scots.
But it is disrespect to your league.
But your league's toilet.
Yeah.
That's why the same two teams always win.
Yeah. Not like the A-League. Toughest league in the world.
Do you have it? Do you want to have a guess at? No, it's too niche.
What?
I was going to say, do you want to try and guess the last coach to win the Scottish Championship outside of the top two teams? Who it might have been?
As if I'm going to know that.
Exactly. That's why I pulled myself back.
Yeah, you geez.
I was like, oh, he won't get that.
No, who is it?
Fucking the most famous coach of all,
Alex
Ferguson. Alex Ferguson.
Sir
With
Alex.
Aberdeen in like 1984 or
Sir
6 or
Alex.
Correct. But we just wanted to cheers a tequila to our boy Angie.
Doing it. First Australian Premier League coach.
I hope he fucking rips and tears. Wouldn't that be sick?
When was the last time Tottenham won?
So long. They haven't won a trophy in fucking ages.
And they got a good team, don't they?
Perennial losers, Tottenham. Bit of a joke.
You know, that's Dave Portnoy's team.
Really?
Yeah, as in like he knows nothing
Why?
about football because he has. Do they have a massive rivalry with someone?
With Arsenal.
So he's got a guy in the Barstool fucking crew he's an English guy, who's a massive Arsenal fan. So he just picked the biggest rival, I think.
North London derby, I'm pretty sure. I think, did Tottenham move in on your area, Tobler?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Tobler doesn't even know his own club's history. Shouldn't surprise anyone.
We did. They did. Sorry.
Okay.
But yeah, Tottenham are fucking losers. They haven't won a trophy.
They haven't won
like
one for a
a
long
FA
time.
Cup,
And when did Arsenal last
anything.
win?
A trophy, FA Cup.
Last year.
When they last won the
Semi-recent.
Premier League.
Well,
2004, I think.
Tottenham have never won the Premier League. Their last trophy was 2008, which was the League Cup.
Which, like, I
Boring.
kind of... But why is anyone even commenting about that? Like, if it's not the Premier League, then who
Well, the
gives a
Premier League's
shit?
only been around since 1991. Before that, it was called like the English like First Division or whatever. They've won that, but not for ages.
Yeah, right. So, never won the Premier League. That's what we want to know. Huge news. Red letter day? What does that mean?
I think you.
What's a red letter day?
A red letter day is a day that is pleasantly noteworthy or memorable.
It's a red letter day.
What do you reckon he did, Big Ange?
After getting
How
the
does
job,
Can I tell you what I'd do
have a pull.
if I was him? Better. Get myself a nice Woolies mud cake,
Bottle of champers.
bottle of Verve.
Yeah.
Maybe like he's on that big bicky now. Maybe he's getting some like Dom or some
Dom,
shit.
yeah.
I don't know what, like a top of the range.
Dom's probably top of the range, isn't it?
I don't know.
Cristal?
A bit of Cristal.
Cristal was very Cribs, where like all the rappers and shit would just have like, they'd know Cribs are coming over and it's like, oh yeah, I just have 50,000 bottles of Cristal in my fridge. And it's like, that's just way too much Cristal.
Maybe he's getting a Dom or a Cristal, maybe a
How
level
much a
above.
bottle of
Verve.
Cristal set a young podcaster back?
It is anywhere above $200.
What about Dom?
Dom's like 3 or 4, isn't it?
Dom Perignon.
Dom
Perignon.
Perignon is 100 to 500.
Vintage.
So maybe he gets himself a really nice bottle of Dom Perignon and a bit of chalky mud and a pool.
And a pull.
That's a day.
That's a
I tell you, want to talk red letter days?
Yeah.
That's what it looks like.
Imagine Ange Postecoglou sweaty as all hell in the humidity of Southeast Asian football, pounding away on a chalky mud, Dom or Cristal, whatever he wants, having a pull.
Yeah, sweatiest pool all time.
Yeah.
Ange Postecoglou.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
That is what it's all
That's
about.
what it's all about. That's what
Like you need
That's
to
what living looks like.
But like you sometimes need to take a moment to stop and smell the roses.
Yeah.
And for Ange, a big sweaty tug with a mud cake and some champers,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah. That's a red letter
Enjoy
day.
yourself. You've earned that.
Yeah. A big sweaty tug.
And he should be saying that I've earned this. He's gonna be saying
The whole
it
time.
The whole time. I've earned this.
I've earned this.
Yeah.
Know that.
It does. I don't have a Premier League team. I don't think I'm going to go Tottenham though. Like I just don't vibe on Tottenham. But I was like, it was Manchester United. It was fucking Man City. Like I'm a bit flip floppy. I'm a PSG guy in the French.
I was a Yaya Toure guy.
Love
Big
Yaya Toure.
He was obviously at City. I used to play with City on, like, we're going way back to FIFA 2010 probably.
Yeah.
Because of Yaya.
Yeah.
Because Yaya fucked
Yeah, he
in the
was good.
midfield. He dominated.
Dude, when I'm playing at the moment with PSG, like it's almost a cheat having Messi, Neymar, and fucking Mbappe in the same
Mbappe's
side.
almost too quick. It's disgusting.
Dude, if you just get him on a minor break, you can literally, it's like Habana in the old rugby game. You just fucking run around everyone.
No. Mbappe's a full-on cheat code.
Yeah.
But
That's
it's
why he's my
justified.
team.
It was justified because you saw what he did in the World Cup. Basically won it with France by himself. He was basically the only one playing and nearly won.
Yeah.
Full-on thorough.
I wonder how much with football, this might be a dumb question as I'm sort of making it in my mind, but like you see someone like him who is the best player in the world-ish.
Who won the Ballon d'Or last year? You keep going.
But like there's like natural ability and grind set, hard work. How much is grind set? How much is grind
Your
set?
favourite word,
Yeah.
grind set.
How much is grind set and how much is hard work?
I think it is.
I mean, and just natural ability.
I think look at it this way. I think there are people like Tiger Woods, incredible natural ability with a grind set. Then you've got freaks of nature like John Daly's who have no grind set and fluke a couple of majors.
But they're not flukes. That's natural talent.
That's natural talent, right?
Whereas Tiger maybe seems more grind set than natural
No, I
talent.
think he's both.
Yeah.
I think he's both. People like him and Nadal, I think, are both.
Fed.
Both. Whereas I don't know what, like, I know Cristiano Ronaldo is both.
Yes.
He's a big grind set
I was
guy.
thinking, because when I'm playing FIFA, I'm watching them do like celebrations. So I'm scoring a fair few goals at the moment. And
Have you worked out your celebration?
I've got it like it's more about like holding down buttons now as opposed to twirly woos.
Because it used to be twirly
Twirly
whirlies.
woos. Now it's like you just hold down circle and X and shit.
Oh, a bit boring.
But
you used to have to work for it.
Look, this
like a cheat code in GTA.
It might be different in the manager modes and shit. I don't know why it would be, but when I'm doing like flips,
Why would it be?
well, that's what I mean. I don't think it would be. I'm just trying to tell you.
Another boomer comment by Tom.
Birmingham. But I was watching them do backflips and shit, and I was like,
Get
you
me
and I
there.
are in the midst of a push-up challenge, which is fucking grueling on you and I. But like the physical capability to be like fucking pulling a backflip
On the field in front of 100,000.
just pulling a backflip as you run.
Yeah.
Like
I'd pull a hammy, wouldn't pull a back.
absolutely you would, but like just to be so physically dialed in that committing to just a backflip when it's not even you're not even a gymnast is an insane proposition.
It is. It's fucking ridiculous is what it is. Who won the Ballon d'Or?
Benzema, and just looking at the list of Ballon d'Or winners,
Dude, Benzema, right? Put it this way. Benzema's fucking old. He got left out of France's 2000 and what year would it have been? 2018 World Cup squad when they won in Russia. He was left out and he won the Ballon d'Or last year.
Did he play in the last one? Is he French? What is he, French?
He's French, yeah.
So he won it last. Was he back in the side or not?
He was injured for the latest World Cup.
So left out, then injured. But they won it the year he was left out.
Yeah, so I mean,
I think he was like, I'm not going to play for the international side again. He was disgusted.
and then Luka Modric, my Croatian brother, he got it done. I think he won
He's
the
won a
Ballon
Ballon
d'Or.
d'Or,
Yeah,
yeah,
so
he is.
listen to this. So he won in 2018. His win is the only time between 2008 and 2021, so 13 years, that it wasn't won by either Messi or Ronaldo.
Yeah, quite a run.
Quite a run.
Quite a run.
I don't reckon you expected us to talk that much football, punters and dribblers.
No,
but
I don't
you'd
think
be
you did.
shocked at how dialed in we are.
We actually do know more than we let on. We just don't care. But when we do care, we care. There's an art to being well-informed, well-rounded, well-knowledged, well-versed.
Yeah, I mean,
and also just choosing not to use it. It's like a gift. It's like I'll turn it on when I have to.
exactly. But, you know, I'm not going to pass up an opportunity to talk about Ange Postecoglou's big, dirty, sweaty tug.
No. That's the most important thing to take away is Ange Postecoglou's big sweaty tug. Covered in mud cake and champagne. Like you don't it's also mid the consumption of both. You don't finish the mud cake and champagne and then tug. You don't tug before the consumption of mud cake and champagne. You are sipping on champers, mouthful of mud cake, big sweaty tug, and you just keep going around.
Yeah, you do. Pace yourself.
Yeah.
And then grace yourself.
Punters and Dribblers, we are brought to you as always by our good friends, our great friends at Ned's, the number one betting platform for the punter and the dribbler. Bit of action in there on the weekend in our About Even Ned's betting group, of which the secret entry code is dribbler. Bit of action in there on the weekend.
It actually got a bit. Did you get a bit of action?
I did get a bit of action. Well, you and I got some action over Origin, but no, I didn't get any About Even action. I got some like side hustle action.
Our side thing action. You know
Side
what I
thing
mean?
action.
Like our main thing didn't get a whole lot of action.
Listen, on About Even, I didn't go too well, but I also have, that's my professional front-facing action, but then I'm also a civilian. You know what? I am a civilian as well, and I have some civilian action.
Yeah, sometimes you're not in your military regalia.
Exactly.
Sometimes you're out there with the common man doing the common thing.
Yeah.
Which is you know, seeking out omens and betting responsibly and getting fucking, maybe you got a Coruscant into a Munster. Maybe you saw Benny Elias in your hotel foyer. Maybe you saw Munster's kid and his partner, I don't know if they're married or not, in the hotel foyer. Maybe you put that together because you read omens really well. Maybe that hits in Origin. Maybe you yip and yahoo off the back of that. But also you're a little bit dejected because you lose. That's all possible with Neds. That's the power that Neds provides.
Yep.
So either you got your military regalia on or you're with the civvies. It doesn't really matter. You can bet how you want.
As long as you do it responsibly. What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, call the number on screen or visit the website. Now, we do have a bit more sport to get to, but I wanted to just bring up a funny thing that happened yesterday to you and I, Edward. We were on a work call with some lawyers yesterday just about some business shit. And the lawyer, the accountant, he kept calling you buddy in the most champing way imaginable. I've never heard someone buddied more in the space of what was like a 15, 20-minute conversation.
I would have been buddied 30 times. Probably.
And once good boyed.
And I was good boyed at the end.
He was good boyed at the end. He was buddied into the core of the earth.
I don't know if it was because I was asking a lot of questions. I don't know if that's his usual manner or if he was out for me personally.
That's the thing. It's hard to know because he was a nice guy.
Nice enough. Depends.
That's the thing. On the face of it, he was nice enough, but he was throwing buddies around like they were going out of fashion, and it was like
it was
every
almost
time,
as though this guy had an addiction to saying buddy or burying people, and this was his last day to live.
Yeah, exactly.
He was fucking working for those buddies.
He basically had to get these buddies out before he died, or something bad was going to happen.
Correct. That was like the last breath of a dying man obsessed with buddying people.
I was very...
It had real champ energy too, Puns and Dribbles. You've got to know that.
The part of me that is my father was so... And I kind of regret it, but it's that sort of like a little bit like... it's semi-antagonistic, but it's more just like, I'm going to have to buddy him back. Like... I wanted to drop a buddy on him before we went, and I didn't, and I thought about it when I went home. That's why I made a note of talking about it today. I was like, I should have fucking buddied him. It just
if anyone was going to buddy, it would needed to be me.
No, but I wanted to buddy him.
Don't you think you can counter a buddy with a buddy?
Yeah, but
that would have looked...
That's why I would have done it. Because I just think sometimes as well, people need to be more aware of the way they talk to people, because buddy once is okay. Buddying someone into the core of the earth is condescending in the extreme.
Yes.
Nice
30
guy,
buddies.
30 buddies too many. One buddy, okay, I noticed it, but it's okay. 2 buddies, we've gone past the amount of buddies that should be enough. Now, there is no chance in hell, that you were ever going to buddy him back. I was doing it mainly for the lol.
No, I couldn't buddy back because it would have been abrasive in the extreme.
It would have been obvious.
Yes.
But I wouldn't care if it was obvious to me, because it's like going, I just am letting you know I notice how often you're buddying my buddy.
What's your gut read on the buddies? Were they, because it will, there may be consequences.
I think that they were a little...
For him.
I think they were a little condescending.
Yeah.
I don't think you can... But then, listen, you know what? It's hard. He said buddy to you so many times that there is an argument that could be made in the high court of this nation that we've got a buddy addict.
We do have a buddy addict.
Who doesn't know that
there was also a
vape
addict in the background.
I know.
No bullshit.
Yeah, let's hope they don't listen to this. Maybe we should just listen to it and see what they're up to. We may have been dealing with a buddy addict. So,
listen, is it?
But that's not the way you talk to people.
Yeah, but is that beyond? But maybe that's his go-to, and no one's had the balls to pull him up. Maybe he thinks Buddy's play on. He doesn't potentially realise that Buddy is like champion.
But he was also older than all of us by some margin, and it felt like he was trying to be like, hey,
because I look so young and gorgeous.
Yeah, it's like, we've just got some really young hot models on the line here. Like, these guys don't know what they're doing. These guys don't know what they're doing.
That's how it felt to me.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know what you're talking about, kid.
Also, their demeanour over email, which is, I always give people grace because it's hard to tell intonation over word through text. But it was a little bit like, hey, buddy, hey, young fucking kids.
I was buddied with an inch of my life. And
with
I'm here
an inch of his life.
Listen, I survived to tell the tale.
Yeah.
I'm here telling you, I was buddied, aka champed, to within an inch of my rugby league life. And
if it was champed, I think it would have been, there's no way it's not condescending.
Buddy's pretty condescending. From an older gentleman to a young hot stud.
Model, yeah.
Yeah.
To a catwalk model.
To a guy like that, has turned down Milan jobs. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And, just because he's a young model doesn't mean he's not business savvy. I tell you what, he's the only one asking questions.
You asked a couple, didn't you?
No, I threw in a couple, but it was...
What ones did you throw in again?
Look, I made statements more than questions. I was speaking to the business as opposed to asking questions about the business, if that makes sense. Because I don't know anything to do with the things with which we were discussing.
You did okay.
I did fine.
Listen, you look good.
That's all that matters. A couple of catwalk models.
Couple of hot, Milan, Paris.
Yeah.
I don't know where else they model. You get the picture.
Before I get on to our next topic, which I'm very excited to talk about, I want to shout out. Sorry, I got hair in my nose. Our friend Joyride, who was on the stream the other night, just breaking stories. But I just wanted to shout out his podcast because it's outside of my own and the podcasts that are on this network. We Mean Well et al.
About even.
New favourite podcast, Becky and Cam Show, featuring Joyride. It's fucking hilarious. Cameron James, Becky Lucas, stand-up comedians, Joyride. Just a funny cunt. Check it out. Now, the next thing I want to talk about, Edward, Josh Maguire.
Josh Maguire.
You remember Josh? Moose, I think his nickname was, when he played in the NRL.
Yep.
He's over in Super League. And he got...
What's Moose been up to?
Moose of second biggest rap sheet after John Hopewadi fame. He got suspended for 7 games at the start of the year for inappropriate language, which has to be pretty fucking inappropriate, right? I think it was...
Was it a little bit like... Was it cancelable?
Well,
language?
yeah, but in terms of what stays on the field happens on the field, stays on the field. Like, I don't know whether they come out and tell you exactly what it was.
But did he cross the line?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Then, I think on the weekend, he's recently... Now he's got a 12-game suspension, and his club's about to sack him because that will be 7, 8, 19 games of the season he's been suspended for.
Of this season?
Yeah. For the exact same thing.
Oh, so Moose is...
A piece of shit by the sounds of it. And obviously I'm going to bump into it at some point. He's going to put one on my chin. But, like, sounds like a piece of shit in a rugby league context. Like, the things he says.
What, can you give me a... Can we get a sense of what he says?
Well, we'll beep it because it's not exactly proven. If you can find out what exactly has been said. But what was alluded to in an article was that he beat me now...
Oh, Moose's.
Again, who the fuck knows? I don't know if he's challenging it or not, but like...
Oh, that's low.
The cunt's had enough.
That's lowbrow
Yeah.
from Moose.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
That's lowbrow from Moose.
Josh Maguire's footy rap sheet.
Oh, yeah. Should we read this? I'll go. 2023 suspended.
And this is the second time we've done this year, by the way.
Have we rap sheeted him before?
Because we got on him last time.
Did we rap sheet?
Yes.
I remember nothing.
Don't worry, keep going.
2023 suspended twice by Warrington for grade F charges, including unacceptable language stemming from a trial game against Lee. Most recent suspension was 12 weeks and is likely to end his career.
How embarrassed would you be if you're like his family, like, hey, dude, can you stop saying rogue shit to people on the field?
5-match suspension to start the season stemming from 2 separate careless high tackle charges when playing for the Dragons. 2021 suspended for a total of 10 weeks across the season for Red V, including a 5-week ban for shocking hip drop tackle on Josh Adokar. 2020 missed 3 weeks through suspension, including a week for dissent against referee Grant Atkins.
Only 3 weeks in the year 2020, though.
Oh, mate, you get a lot longer than that now.
I can't remember if it was 2020 or 2021, but it doesn't mention here he was also part of the suspended Dragons group for the barbecue.
Oh, barbecue
Sure.
gate. 2019 on Cowboys debut, suspended for 3 matches after being caught with his hands in the face of then Broncos star David Fafita. Also accused of eye gouging Melbourne star Cameron Munster and Seagulls center Dylan Walker the same year. Back-to-back eye gouges.
Yeah.
That is a lot from the
Yeah,
Moose.
that's a lot.
2018 when at the Broncos slapped with a contrary conduct charge for pulling the hair of Bulldogs forward Adam Elliott, a.k.a. the Sheriff. Weeks earlier, stomped on the hand of Storm prop Tim Glasby and also abused an NRL official. Jesus Christ.
Are there any more? Oh, just to 2018.
That's the 2018.
Yeah, it goes back. Trust me, that cunt's got a fucking rap sheet just a little bit shorter than John Hopewadi. Like, what a fucking... Like, there's some things where you go, like, I would like to see the good in everyone, right? But, like... I'm not saying that he is an ultimately bad person. I'm sure that away from footy, he can be a decent human being. But, like, there's just so much there that indicates either someone who's got, like, a bit of an issue they need to deal with, maybe some anger man, you know what I mean? Like, maybe to lay down on the couch and talk to
Shrink it up.
shrink it up a little bit.
Yep. Or have a bat. I don't know. Like, is this
Do
a
you
builder?
think this is a blue ball thing? I've had blue balls before. I mean, not that.
Listen,
like,
I'm looking for answers, mate. I don't know. I'm coming here musing with my old mate about why Moose has gone off the fucking handle on multiple occasions, almost
Wild
yearly.
Moose.
In fact,
Moose
not
on
even,
the loose.
Not even nearly yearly. This is yearly.
5
This
years.
is multi-time a year incidents.
Yeah.
For the big fella.
Yeah.
I've also just found in 2016 he got into a punch on it training with another like a junior kind of player when he was at the Cowboys.
Yeah. I'm sure it was like a fucking 19-year-old who's just coming into the grade.
Well, you got to teach him what's what, mate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Lay him out. Lay him out.
Lay him out. Really good from Moose.
That's Moose.
Yeah, that's Moose stuff.
You know what I mean? I'm not going to take that any further other than just to relay the information. Good on you, Moose.
Moose on the loose.
Moose on the loose. Listen, if you sight a moose on the loose, call the cops.
Yeah. If you see one, don't approach.
Don't approach.
You'll
May be
fucking
dangerous.
gouge your eyes out or abuse your family. Allegedly. Fire him up, Davey.
Yep.
Davey Boy Bloom. How'd your parents take the news of your full-time employment?
Yeah, they were happy. They were proud.
Proud of
all
you?
that. Still asking when I'm going to finish my uni thesis, but
Well,
Don't
when
mind
are
that.
you going to finish your uni
Is that
thesis,
back burner
mate?
stuff now?
that's back burner stuff.
Well,
Was that
important.
a young D or Dave trying to like just pad?
A little bit, yeah. Because I finished my undergrad in
'Cause, was it-
2020, and then it was like try find a full-time job during COVID or just go back to uni.
Or go and like just pile that hex debt on?
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, because it's
exactly.
the only way your parents are going to allow you to stay in their house, I imagine. Or maybe not.
Have you got a meaty hex debt now?
Oh yeah, meatiers. She meaty, especially after this indexation and the following ones each year. She's meaty.
She's meaty as fuck. Yeah, that's good. I love slapping young children with fucking debt straight out of school for degrees that don't get you immediately employed. It's really nice.
You reckon that the university should just pay? The government should pay for them?
Yeah, I kind of do.
Well, they did
Or-
up until like
yeah.
the mid-'80s.
Yeah, but like, mate,
Huh? Yeah, or
Yeah.
you don't slap them with that sort of shit. Like, that's fucking
well,
ridiculous.
you say they shouldn't index them.
Fuck no, dude. But they also shouldn't be, like, you should not be slapping kids with fucking debt straight out of school. Especially when you don't even understand what debt is when you're 18.
I think
You don't have a fucking idea what you're getting
I
yourself
think,
into.
I think it should be. I think it should be indexed.
Definitely not.
So it just sits there, and it comes off slow, dude. You don't even really notice it. I think that's more than appropriate. Otherwise, you're stealing money out of the NDIS and shit to pay for that shit that doesn't mean anything. That's not the way.
Well, what you don't need to take it out of the NDIS either. There are many
There's
other
not- there's
places
not a-
you can
mate,
take it
there's
from.
not a- there's
Not to
not enough
mention the
money
fact that
going
the
around.
NDIS is an absolute fucking shit show scam racket. It's fucking disgraceful the way the NDIS is run.
in terms of like the private contractors that
The people that are fucking like fleecing the whole joint.
Yeah,
it's
of course
so poorly run. My auntie's fucking disabled, dude. It's fucked. The shit my old man had to go through just to try and get like very basic things or like care. Scummy bullshit. But I like with the university, like make it cheaper. The government can subsidize it. Or let's just be honest, they don't necessarily fucking. We studied about. The shit we studied was obsolete by the time we got to the working world. Unless you're a doctor, a fucking
Mate,
nurse,
I think it's
a
what-
lawyer,
I
like
think
these
it's
ones where you
more-
really need to be highly skilled and trained. Like shit, you shouldn't be paying fucking whatever the hell we're paying for these degrees we were doing. It's crazy, dude.
we didn't pay that. Like our one wasn't crazy money.
Dude, the fact, like, listen, we got to a point where we were able to pay it off. It's not nothing, dude.
No, but it's
What's the average wage?
Well, the thing about the
What's the average wage?
minimum wage doesn't get indexed to inflation. It doesn't get raised to match inflation.
You don't pay it off until you make like 60 grand a year though.
Yeah, but that's 60
And it
grand
comes
a
off
year
slow.
though. That's a 30. Like sometimes, what my ex they get up to like close to 30 grand.
Yeah, but that's
Like-
because you had to repeat. Like a 3-year degree for us would have been like, for you would have been like 20 grand. That's not
still-
crazy money.
It's not nothing. And you're not
You go to the
guaranteed a
US,
job.
you go to the US, you got to go get a fucking loan from
Yeah.
the bank,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you
that's-
get interest
Right.
out the fucking
Yeah,
ass.
so they're
And
worse.
mate, they get like theirs are like 100 grand.
Yeah, but that's worse. That
I
doesn't
know, but
mean
I'm
that
just
what's
saying,
happening here.
I'm saying globally,
but
it's not a huge problem.
But like, you know, it's not about what's globally. It's just about going. It's not a fucking. It's kind of a fucking scummy system.
I don't think it's scummy. I don't think
You are not guaranteed a fucking goddamn. You don't get like, and obviously you don't need to be guaranteed, but it's almost like 1 degree is not enough. Like, you almost need to have doubles and shit if you don't even have a look in.
Bullshit.
Mate,
People don't hire off degrees here. That's rubbish.
You need degrees.
What have we looked at?
Have you looked at any fucking
people
job
that-
on Seek?
Yeah, but
And I've been unemployed a few times, bruh. You go and look at any job on Seek, they want to see like, tertiary education or whatever the fucking hell it's called in university. Like
tertiary's high school.
What do they call it?
Undergrad or
Whatever.
degree or whatever.
They ask for that shit. They ask for it. Now, I don't think you need to because, again, you do a lot of extracurriculars at university.
But uni's good as well for, you know.
I'm not saying
For different
defund
reasons.
the police here. I'm just saying that you don't.
Sounds like it.
No, I'm just saying that you don't need to be fucking putting kids who don't know any better into debt like that straight off the bat. Obviously, America is way worse.
But they're not in debt straight out the back because you only pay it back when you start making meaningful money. So that's not entirely
But
correct.
the debt is there, and as soon as you make any money over 60 grand, you are paying that off.
Small
Doesn't
amounts.
matter, dude. It's still the same. It is still what it is. It's still debt, and it's getting indexed to the fucking inflation.
We got our. I went through.
I
our
just scraped
I went
through.
through our indexations the other day.
There was fuck all.
Some of them were like 1% less.
Yeah. No, we were fine.
Just to let you know, Dave.
Thanks. Good to know. I'm so happy for that.
We're
I'm very
good.
happy for you guys.
We're good.
No, we're sweet.
Tom and I are sweet. Paid that bitch off.
Yes.
Not a big deal. Not my problem. No, I feel for you, cunts. I'm just saying it could be worse. Just consider that.
Yeah, no, just stop whinging. Could be worse. Now,
Let's dribble.
let's dribble.
Did your parents get you mud cake and like a bottle of fucking Yellow Glen or something?
No, they didn't. They just gave me a nice pat on the back.
That's nice.
So no,
Yeah.
probably because you lived there for like fucking, basically your whole life.
Well, basically, besides the last 6 months, yeah.
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 That was nice.
Anyway, that was nice of them to raise me after they birthed me. But yeah,
You should have got them some Yellow Glen and a mud cake.
Yeah, exactly. Really.
maybe next time.
Or like Yellow Glen and like a high quality cheesecake because it's sort of the inverse.
Yellow Glen was like all anyone drank in Dubbo. When I remember like going back to like my parents' fucking barbecues and shit, Yellow Glen. Or Pink Glen.
Pink.
Glen.
What was the other one? Is there another one that was like a passion pop?
Yeah,
more of a
passion pop.
chick's
That's the
kid. That was
purple
like
one.
high school shit.
Yellow. I wouldn't mind having a bit of Yellow Glen. Just seeing what
Listen,
the go
you
is.
can't call it champagne. It's sparkling.
Oh, I know. I did
Because
I
it's,
know.
I'm just saying, because it's not made in champagne. You know what I mean? It's just
Champagne.
Champagne. Shout out to Yellow Glen. Used to sell that at the bottle shop. A lot of Yellow Glen.
Tom and Eddie, punters and dribblers. It's the Kick and Tea dribbler. Firstly, congratulations, boys, on 500 episodes. Hell of a knock, and you boys inspire my dribble every day.
Thank you, Kate.
But, guys, there's a lot of chat in my circles at the moment about AI and the power of sort of artificial intelligence. There's, like, deep fakes going around. You know, some blokes are even getting these, like, digitized girlfriends powered by AI. And it's got me thinking, I mean, the first thing I would do with this kind of technology, given that it's origin time, is bring back an AI generation of Ray Warren for our State of Origin commentary. My question to you boys is, should we do it? If we have the technological capabilities to bring back an AI Ray Warren to commentate the Blues season, should we do it? I just feel like Origin just isn't the same without Ray Warren, and ethically, you know, would it be right to bring back an AI version of Ray Warren for Origin? Congrats on 500 eps, boys. Beers soon.
No.
Thank you, KTD. KTD, no small part of the Hello Sport journey.
Yeah, big fan of UKTD.
Missed
big fan
ya.
of your work.
Missed
Love
ya.
you. I think you're fantastic. The answer for me is a big fat no.
I will say this. Can we actually do that technologically now? Because like you need him to be reacting to live gameplay. I don't know that's possible, KTD. I don't think it is.
Let's imagine for a second it could be done.
Then I would say this. I would say yes, do it. Ray Warren gets a slice of the pie. He's on a lifetime
No.
contract.
I
with
would say no. I'd say a big fat no. I tell you why I'd say a big fat no. This is my opinion. I reckon we're going to get to a point in the potentially not too distant future, right, where there's fucking AI everywhere. AI can paint the best paintings, they can sing the best songs, they can fucking play chess better than anyone, they can fucking beat us at pool, they can beat us, they can beat us all that shit. You do your own thing, AI. I'm more of a human being sort of guy. You know what I mean? Like if it's not vetted as painted by a human, I'm not interested.
No, but see, I'm with you there. I think that when it
So
comes,
if it's not vetted human, giving me my commentary and my colour commentary, Tom, for State of Origin, not interested.
now all I would say is this. For someone like Ray Warren, who's a commentator, who's providing no opinion and just the dulcet tones and the commentary.
That's not Ray.
I haven't finished. Painting the picture, theatre of the mind sort of stuff, calling what you see. That to me is different to colour commentary. I don't want to know what AI thinks about
Bullshit. Newcastle. That's theatre.
It is theatre, but it is not opinion. I don't want to hear what a computer thinks, a computer who hasn't laced up a boot and played a single minute of rugby league.
They're one and the same.
But they're definitely not the same. The colour commentary is different. I completely agree with you on the artwork sort of shit, but I don't think AI artwork will be worth dick. I think people are much more interested in what is created by the mind.
That's what I'm saying. That's what exactly. You're feeding my point. Like songs that come out, they might be sick or they might have a great voice or whatever, but if you know it's not human, you won't be interested.
But all we're doing is enhancing the product of State of Origin with a commentator who's great.
But
I tell you what you could do.
But it's not him.
Doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
What about this?
Yes, of course it matters.
What about this?
That you basically, if you go down your train of thought, you may as well just rip us off and have AI do it, and it'll just be the same.
No, do you understand that there is a difference between
But
creativity?
he does more than that, Tom. He does more than that. His choice of words at the right time, the way that he puts inflection on certain words, the way that he draws it all together. He's telling a story. He's not just going, A defender tackled, B defender tackled. It's not that mundane.
It's not mundane. No, because it would be Ray Warren's voice as much as anything else. And as I said, you said to me,
not into it.
You said to me,
well, look, listen, if you want to have fake Ray, that's fine.
You said to me that you said to me that if we were able to recreate this thing,
you want fake Ray.
You said to me that we would be able to recreate this.
You want fake Ray.
You said,
okay,
listen,
no, you take fake Ray.
If he's not doing it anymore, if Ray Warren's available, I'd be like, give me the fucking real McCoy. But he's not. He doesn't want to do it anymore.
You want fake Ray. You want fake Ray. That's
now
fine.
What you could do,
you side with the robots.
What you could do. Well, listen. At some point, we've all got to make our decision.
And I, for one, welcome our new overlord.
If you could just make because AI might be able to just an amalgam of great amalgamation of great commentators' voices from history, right? Mm-hmm. And just make what might be perceived as the ideal commentary voice. Now we're not pissing on the memory of Ray Warren by using his voice. We're keeping you happy, but we're also not having to listen to some commentators who we maybe don't see as favourable in specific arenas.
So you're saying...
you have an AI that's got a great voice. Just a great voice. Who obviously can call the game well because, as you said, we've created the technology to be able to do that.
I don't... It's still not human, though. It's still not gonna... It's basically what it's doing is going, this is what was said in these moments over this data set, and therefore I'm going to try and replicate it to some degree.
Right, but you understand that in Ex Machina, that guy was tricked into fucking a robot and locked himself in a room and died. At some point...
That's general AI. That's different.
But at some point, it's going to become indistinguishable from the human.
It already is.
Right, so...
So you have to flag it. That's what I'm saying. It'll get to a point where everything have to be flagged, human or not.
So if it is just as good, then who gives a fuck? If it means
if a song's just as good, who gives a fuck?
If I enjoy a song and it's AI created, I can't help if I enjoy it. The same way that if AI creates a painting,
I think if you found out, you wouldn't.
But it's I wouldn't not enjoy it.
Like people don't watch AI play chess. They're not into it, even though it's better technically.
But I think a song is something that you can't help if you kind of like a song. Like, if AI beats you in chess, it's not the same. You're not going, well, this is the best chess player in the world.
But if you're a purist watching AI play, if you love the game, you should watch that more.
You might be impressed by the way it's thinking. You might be like, fucking hell, this machine is playing chess like I've never seen anyone play chess before.
But the tournaments aren't like that.
But you're jumping all around the fucking shop here. If there's a song that sounds good, if AI's made it or not, it's still, you can't deny it's good. With a painting, it's slightly different. I think it's more interesting to see the way a mind... The same with music, though. Music would be more interesting coming from the creative mind. It's like, where is the brain of Kevin Parker pulling his fucking music from? Where is Mozart pulling this shit from?
So that's what I'm saying. I think if you find out it's AI, it's less impressive.
I'm not saying that, but who gives a fuck if you're commentating football and the other option is the other option?
Who shall not be named?
But that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
I don't know if you do.
I do, but I still... I still don't like it.
I'm not saying it's.
That's all I'm saying.
If
Can I
there's-
have an opinion?
If there's a great,
Can I have an opinion, Tom? Fuck.
if there's a great human who can fill the void,
Yes.
so obviously we don't have Ray. If there's a great, phenomenal, exemplary human who can do the damn thing, sure. If you don't, say you're in a moment, say you're in a time in history where you don't have one. Say it's 2023 and there isn't a great replacement for Ray Warren to call State of Origin, and there is an AI option, are you going to just persist with the non-Ray Warren option?
I tell you why I probably would. Because there may be the second coming of Ray out there. But if we're going with AI, that kid loses his chance.
He doesn't, though.
He does. That kid never comes to be, because at every level going up, you're replaced with AI and that's it. You'll have, it's about at bush footy, you'll have the best caller ever because it's AI. At the fucking Dogs at Dubbo, the best caller ever
because you
it's AI.
still want to incentivise the next generation.
How would you incentivise
Mate,
if they never
you
get
know,
a
you
shot?
set up grassroots commentary academies across the nation.
I think you're robbing the future Ray Warren of his chance to
Mate,
shine. If you go down this path, that's
you've
what
got
I
to
think.
invest money back into grassroots, and the money you save on a commentator today can be invested in the grassroots commentators of tomorrow.
Dumbest thing I've ever heard. Comfortably. And we've talked a lot of shit. Listen, if you want to side with the robots, that's fine. I, for one,
You fucking used ChatGPT like yesterday for something.
not to call rugby league football.
Well, you're
to write
siding
a
with the
fucking-
robots, buddy.
Huh?
You're siding with the robots. You're using them when you want. You're fucking picking and choosing. Look at you flip-flopping bastard. You'll talk me out of engaging in robots, and then before you know it, you will have got a robot replacing me. And I'm like, what the fuck?
I would never do that.
Listen, dude, I've just been, me and this robot have been getting on. He can do your voice. And I'll be like, you fucking dog. So, listen, I'm now, you're all over the place, mate.
Am I?
Yeah, you are. You're inconsistent. You told me you hate robots. You were talking to me you love robots before. You might
I didn't use the robot. I didn't
you
use the
might
robot.
be a fucking
What did I
robot.
Well, don't misappropriate what I said. What did I say? I said Ellie is the robot. That was what I said.
You know what, dude? Your tacit endorsement of her behaviour, which is supporting robots,
I said Ella used a robot the other day.
which you endorsed. You said, fuck, it was good.
Not that sort of robot either. You dirty-minded cunts.
Just do another dribble.
Oh, wait, sorry, I'm on mute.
Get it together, Dave.
Tom, Eddie,
This is some throwback shit.
Tobler, Punters and Dribblers, it's the Stats Man. I'd like to add my congratulations on your milestone achievement. However, the real milestone, as you guys know, is on reaching episode 502. You have now surpassed the highest ever first-class cricket score set by the incomparable Brian Lara when he scored 501 not out for Warwickshire against Durham in 1994. Well done, boys. Be soon.
Thank you, Stats Man.
I wasn't aware we'd gone past the incomparable Brian Lara.
No,
And his
not-
first-class record, 501 not.
And not to be confused with the unsinkable Molly Brown, the incomparable Brian Lara's 501 was never to be beaten until we went past
That'd be
it.
quite a child if you were to cross an incomparable Brian Lara with an unsinkable Molly Brown.
It would be quite the incomparably unsinkable.
Offspring. That would be uncomparably unsinkable.
Incomparably unsinkable.
Just
Good on your stats, man.
on that Brian Lara innings, he was bowled on a no ball on 12 and then dropped by the keeper on 18.
That's Brian. But look. I'm just echoing what I've heard, but all the great ones say if you want a big score, you need a bit of luck.
And you know what else they say? Catches win matches. You drop Brian Lara at fucking 18.
They do say that. Shane Warne, circa 2005.
On that, you haven't seen the trailer for the new Shane Warne show.
No,
have you?
I've
It
not.
is.
I've
It looks like one of the great pieces of shit of all time. Like, talk about a bastardization of
What's
a
it
fucking...
called? Warnie or something?
Yes, that's exactly what it's
Of
called.
course it is,
It is an underbelly version of Shane Warne. The guy who looks like who is playing Shane Warne. Like, they did it without the family's fucking say so, notice, anything, any blessing. And they must have been writing this shit like while his fucking body was still warm. It is It looks ridiculous. Shane Warnie.
You're pretty good at that.
The drama event of the year. Like it's.
You're pretty good at that.
Well, thank you so much. It's fucking. It looks so bad, dude.
Show me the trailer.
Yep.
Spin bowling is a magic trick.
That's not how anyone walks out to bowl.
There has never been. I was the golden boy.
Looks nothing like him.
No.
Everything I touched, gold, and never will be. You think my life was all glitz and glamour? Think again. Another one. Like him. Do you think I'm good enough?
Look at the head, like everything, the wardrobe. It's so fucking.
Hey, what about that blonde kid? What? The chubby kid? The kid can spin a ball. I'm in the team. I'm playing for Australia. He conquered
Jesus Christ.
That close-up shot of the hand.
the larrikin genius who lived and loved
Groupies? Shane wouldn't do that.
large. There's a newspaper article. It's another girl.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, they've got Liz Hurley in it.
My God.
Of the year.
The must-see drama event of the year.
Celebrating the life of an Aussie adored like no other. You're the guy. You're the one everyone wants to say.
Oh my goodness.
Soon on 9.
Fuck me. Do you know what that looks like, Tom? That looks like a throwback to 2006 when television still reigned supreme and everyone had analog sort of setups. Digital TV was still years away. If you were ritzy ditzy rich cunt,
You might have a plasma.
you might have had Foxtel and a plasma, but most of us, the big back ass of the TV, you sit down, you've still got the tape, you can tape things. I don't know what year that was, but
like the color of everything is so cheesy and cheap.
The color looked like that. We've moved past that sort of television.
Well, no one watches that.
No,
sort of-
but
maybe they do actually. I don't know.
The streaming wars have dictated that a certain standard must be met.
I
now.
wonder what that would cost to
That
make.
looks fucking awful. That is appalling.
That's
what I just
Neighbours
watched.
quality, and that's not to impugn their fine work. But
But they're no longer with us.
well, I think they're actually coming back.
Well,
I don't want to break any news.
the main star of this was on Home and Away, and he's also been in pretty much all of these same little like TV miniseries movies about Aussie people. So he was in the In Excess one that Seven made. He
Great.
was in the Brocky one. He was in the Julian Assange one a
Great.
few years ago.
Yep.
He was in a Chopper one.
Fuck, they're gonna make like a story about this guy being in all of these fucking shows.
Unbelievable. I'm shocked that even was made, that trailer. Even that trailer, I'm shocked that trailer was made.
It's gross, dude.
It's disgusting.
But also, like, if you were going to make something about Warnie, if you were,
Yeah.
firstly, you absolutely run it by the family first.
I think so, yeah.
Now, I'm prepared to stand corrected and say that that's actually not true, and maybe they did run it by the family, but as far as I'm aware, they did not run it by the family. I'm pretty sure I saw Jackson Warne say something like that. Secondly, let's maybe give the man a fucking bigger budget so we don't have to pay the guy who was on fucking In Excess's docu-series show. Like, let's sell it to Netflix or fucking...
Well, listen.
Let's have a real crack at it.
If you've got the heavy hitters...
Get Liz Hurley playing Liz Hurley.
There was heavy hitters, global heavy hitters, saying farewell to the great Shane Warne. You know what I mean? Like Coldplay did a fucking song. Elton John, basically, he sang about him in his last song. You know what I mean? Like Shane Warne's photo was up behind him. The UN was at the fucking funeral. Mick Jagger said something, for fuck's sake.
Yeah. Dude, when his funeral was on, And I was at the pub. It was on every fucking screen. I was in tears.
Him doing up dresses and shit. Like, what are we
And him just
doing?
like fucking all these chicks and like Shane and his wife. Like, Shane wouldn't do that. Like putting that in the trailer.
I know.
As well as disrespectful to his ex-missus. Like,
Yeah.
Shane wouldn't do that. And then the next thing's him fucking macking on with some chick in the street. Like,
Simone, is it?
Yep. This was also announced that they were in the process of making it in July.
yeah. So he was, when did he die? Like fucking
February.
March? February?
Early
January.
March, maybe.
January?
Late January, early
Nah,
February.
March last year.
Wild stuff.
Crazy.
Yeah, 4th of March.
4th of March.
Wild.
Not good.
Yeah,
Is there any is there reviews out or like has anyone seen it yet?
Not reviews, I don't think. But there are, Brooke, Warnie's daughter, has come out and said, did she say she said disgraceful, I think? Beyond disrespectful is what she said.
Yeah. Well, fuck, if she said that before the trailer, she'll be... I can't imagine what she'll say after it.
No tact.
It's tacky as fuck, dude.
So tacky.
I wonder if it's going to go all the way up to the end of his life as well. Like,
Even hair, makeup, and wardrobe's fucking tacky.
dude, that's what I mean. The wardrobe, like the way his hair looks, it's like you guys haven't even tried.
Not tried. Tryless.
It says, this is in a news.com.au article, pre-production for the 2-part movie was up and running within 3 weeks of his death.
That's fucking disgusting. Like, that, if it's a 2-part miniseries, that's more like a how's that? Did you watch that? Kerry Packer's.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. This looks like rushed horse shit
Yeah.
to me. 3 weeks after his death, did you say?
Yep.
That's appalling. I don't even think he'd had a funeral yet.
No.
3 weeks after
No,
that.
I don't think so.
Mate, not good enough. Now, the hottest yarn in town, punters and dribblers. Obviously, this comes out Thursday morning. This was broken overnight. We'll call it early Wednesday morning for the punter and the dribbler. That LIV Golf and the PGA Tour, along with the DB World Tour, correct me if I'm wrong on that, basically the European Tour, had come to an agreement to come together as one. Now, this caught a lot of people off guard, particularly loud
PGA golfers.
Well, loud, noisy mouthpieces for their PGA overlords, PGA golfers like Rory McIlroy et al., completely off guard. I think Rory was talking shit as late as a couple of days ago, basically saying in regards to the Ryder Cup, which is at the end of the year, he obviously plays for Europe. He was basically saying that no LIV golfers should be allowed to participate outside of Brooks Koepka, who obviously recently won the PGA Championship.
So only Brooks is?
This was Rory's opinion.
Why can Brooks and no one else?
Because he was like, you can't go past a guy that's won 5 majors, who won one recently. Like,
that's such caveat bullshit.
of course it is. I don't think that, listen, Rory McIlroy I respect as a golfer, but turned into a bit of a fuckwit lately with all this bullshit.
Yeah.
Caveat this, caveat that. Like, you can't sit there and be so anti-breakaway when it's so clearly the PGA had squeezed golf into like a tight little, and a neat little corridor. So if you aren't one of the best players in the world and all the tournaments aren't in the USA, then fuck off.
Yeah.
Like, it completely killed golf in Asia, completely killed golf in Australasia and Australia and New Zealand. It killed golf in South Africa. Golf in Europe was pretty fucking shaky. Like, it was all US based. And they came in there and they said, there's some fat, greedy piglets running the PGA, taking all the money, and we're going to shake things up. And sure as shit, you're all getting paid fucking way more than you were a year or two ago, because they go, well, you know where all the profits are going? Lying in these fat little piglets' pockets. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the money all of a sudden changes. All of a sudden, people like Adelaide got that tournament, the LIV tournament. People are foaming at the mouth. Of course they were, because we haven't seen a half-decent golfer down here since fucking Rory McIlroy took on Adam Scott at the Australian Open in like 2014 maybe? Like,
And then before that, I think it was Tiger just before his
2009 maybe?
scandal.
Yeah, exactly. So golf needed a shake-up, and
It's funny though what's been like interesting to see is how quickly PGA changed their tune of like fucking Saudi money. These guys are all pieces of shit.
well, the CEO was accusing them. He was invoking
9/11.
He was invoking 9/11.
saying that a partnership with the Saudis was akin to supporting 9/11, and he was talking about families that he knew personally who lost people in 9/11. Now it's like,
and you know, and they saddle up to particular journalists who they allow more access to golfers if they you know, go along with a certain narrative. I mean, obviously, in no way is the Hello Sport podcast condoning the chopping up of journalists. Do you know what I mean?
let that be known.
Let that know.
Can we put that on the public
Let's
record?
put that on the public record. But let's not for a second sugarcoat the US's record. Okay?
The US who fucking absolutely ripped apart the Middle East for the last 20-odd years.
They locked up fucking poor Afghani farmers in Guantanamo for like 5 years, tortured the fuck out of them. Like, let's not pick and choose our little narratives to suit our needs.
Sorry, Julian Assange's been locked up in different fucking places for like how long
Telling
now?
the truth.
For telling the truth.
For telling the truth. You can't pick one certain yarn and just go, well, because of that, it's all fucked. The world's fucked, I'm here to tell you. I'm sorry, but it is. You know what I mean? And making a stand at this level when the WPGA's main sponsor was Aramco, Saudi-owned private company, the biggest in the world, spits out all their oil. Like, let's not fucking...
Or isn't and I think friend of the show, Christian Welsh, always talks about how Uber is fucking owned partly by the Saudis.
They funded the startup of Uber.
But then the people go like, well, you can't... That's like, is it whataboutism, or is it like the false equipment where it's like, well, that you can't just say that means that this is okay. It's like, well, no, because you're saying that it's not okay, yet you're tacitly endorsing another fucking industry that is connected to Saudi money. Let's not to mention our telephones that we all fucking use, where the batteries, the cobalt in them is fucking from mines in like the Congo or some shit, where there's like pregnant women digging up through, you know, it's...
listen, if you want
to... It's fucked everywhere, and I'm not saying that any of it's good, but to try and... For the PGA to try and be like... The Saudis are the dodgy ones and then to flip so quickly, like you didn't mean any of that.
Because, Tom, that's the point. It was always used as a propaganda tool because it rallies emotion in people. Because people just fucking listen to what they're being told. That's the same can be said of everywhere in the world. It's propaganda, baby. And you're fed a fucking certain yarn, and some people, like poor old Rory, ate it up with a rugby league spoon, which means a big spoon.
Yes, it does.
In the old.
A rugby league wooden spoon. In the old.
In the old. Now, clearly, the PGA didn't give a flying fuck about the human rights record of the Saudis because they've just accepted, I would assume, one of the great investments from the Saudis probably ever seen. They're now one in the same.
Yeah.
And they would have gone, okay, we tried to call your bluff. Your bluff's real. Give us a huge, big, fat, meaty check. You get a slice of the pie and we're all friends. Let's sing Kumbaya.
Yeah.
Like, they don't give a fuck about any of this
You go back to
shit.
killing journalists and...
How dare you take the money? How dare you take the money, you gutless, weak cunt? You hate people. Well, what do they just do?
Now, poor old Rory McIlroy fucking thrown well and truly under the bus where, like, the PGA going, sorry, we aren't really tied very much to our morals. We're full of shit. But, Rory, you were, so you need to deal with that yourself. Like, what are you going to do? Because we've already signed. Rory's standing there with his dick in his hand.
Yeah, literally with his dick in his hand. And then Cameron Smith, one of the best players in the world, shout out to you, my brah, walks past going, yo, I signed after I won the Open for like
190?
I think he got 150
190.
milli.
I think it was
190 milli?
Yeah. Then you think of someone like the great and powerful Hideki Matsuyama, who turned down $400 million.
You know who would have got more than that? Rory.
Yeah. You know who would have got even more than that? Tiger. He doesn't really care.
Tiger doesn't need it.
Tiger would have got like 800 million, I think.
That's what he turned down.
We were saying before in the green room.
But Tiger's already Billy, so it doesn't matter.
I know. Will Zalatoris has pretty much done fuck all on the
one
tour
tournament
fame.
win fame.
$100 million that cunt turned down. Surely there's got to be some compensation for like those big dogs who turn shit down, right?
Well, no, they won't be. B, people are like, well, all the players that took money and went to LIV should get fined. They're not paying those fines. I can tell you right now, the Saudis would have, their contracts would have been in this eventuality. Do you not think for a second that when manager and player, best player in the world, let's use Cameron Smith as an example, sits down to negotiate, there isn't eventualities? What, like, what if you get bought out? What happens then? Well, in that system, in that scenario, we pay your fines, you still get your bonus, no issues.
Yeah.
Like that's all fleshed out.
And also
baby.
the whole point of the LIV thing was probably to get bought out anyway, right?
That
like
was the entire point.
So it's like we're hoping to get bought back out by the PGA when they cave like the immoral fucks they are. And when that happens, they're probably going to want to try and save some face and do this, that, and the other. So you're all good.
Literally, if you go back and look at everything they said, for them to fucking roll over in the middle of the night and just
not tell a single fucking
tell a soul and just wake up and go, yo, we're one and the same now. We're not going to disclose how much that they fucking bought in for, but I don't know what sort of equity structure has occurred. I don't think that information's out yet. It may never come out. But the Saudis now own, presumably, a large chunk of world golf.
Yeah, and
everyone's cool with it.
Dude.
And you were like basically wanted people hung and quartered and tried at the Hague days ago.
Yeah, well, yesterday your stance was
there are some guys out there, and listen, I'll say this. There are some journalists out there and some players out there who either were paid by PGA and misled and made to look like idiots, or literally think that it was the morally right thing to do, right? Who would just be sitting there going,
these fucking
I have
pieces of
been
shit.
pegged to within an inch of my life.
Rory McIlroy has been pegged.
I've never seen someone so brutally pegged before.
And we were saying before about how when it all started kicking off, your Philly Mix of the world, your Brookie K's, your Bryson DeChambeau, everyone was like these pariahs, specifically Phil Mickelson, who at some point was like everyone was turning on him because he was one of the first to go, wasn't he?
He made some
he made some off-color comments. Sure, I'm not saying he's without fault, Edward.
Yes.
No one's without fault in this world, and I'm sure you and I could include ourselves within that category.
He avoided the old media saying of smile and nod. Yeah. He went a little bit far.
He went a bit rogue, but he has come out smelling like roses.
Yeah,
if you forget that sort of stuff, but
he would have, and because he was the first to go, he was basically the player figurehead. He would have got like 500 million, probably, maybe more. I don't know if there's a number that's floating around, but it would have been fucking huge.
We got Sebo here.
Sebo, can you bring him over? Sebo, why don't you come in for a quick cameo?
Yeah.
Sebo is here.
Sit on Eddie's lap.
Sebo is Mr. Golf.
So can we get him on camera? Have we got him?
I've just got some numbers of the rejected amounts, Tiger, and this is all US. So times it what by 1.5, 1.4, 800 mil, Hideki 400, Rahm 300, Zalatoris 130, and Sam Burns, not a generational golfer, 100 mil.
Whoa! Fuck. Sam Burns of No One Could Pick You in a Lineup fame.
I tell you, I will say this. Obviously, we start the show pro Australia. I know he's got his faults. I know that some people think that he's lost his Australian way, but the great white shark, Mr. Hog, Mr. Tripod. I
looked at that photo again today. Fuck, that's a big, thick Australian dick.
The Saudis picked a winner with that guy. Yeah. To look past his green jacket form and go, is this the man for the job?
Did they... Like, that photo of him with the fat fucking dick on the beach, that was I'm sure Liv was in the background, but, like, do you reckon the Saudis see that photo and go, he's the man? He's the man for the job.
I think that combined with the fact that that Hog photo combined with the fact that he was great friends with Kerry Packer, who basically did the same thing to the old guard of cricket, English cricket, the ECB or the Maryborough Cricket Club, or whatever the fuck they're called, the MCC. Marleybone. So he basically did that to them with one-day cricket. He's essentially done the same thing. I think they sort of knew that he was that sort of cat, like a legacy cat.
Still with the blondest hair in the business, or is it grey now? I still like to see it as blonde personally, but I don't know if that is in fact the case. But that dick, though, good to know that.
But how about Greg, dude? He fucking bangs on for 2 years, and now he's out?
Yeah.
just drowning in cash.
Get in, get off, get out.
Fuck. He's done well, that cunt.
He's
Because
done well.
there's no way in the world he can be in any position of power. The PGA,
But
hate him.
ultimately, like PGA, obviously, that is what it is. But this is good for golf. I've never been more interested in golf in my life.
We don't know what the shake-up is. We don't know what it's
Also
going to look like.
worth, just while we're in the middle of
hopefully
this
it's more
golf
global,
chat,
though.
head to Breaking the Yips on YouTube to see me and Eddie v Sebo and Street. We won't talk about the result because you have to go there and find out if you don't yet know, but very much worth a watch. Probably more of that sort of content coming out.
All I'll say is I got a bit of Norman about me.
Well, I think we have a bit of Norman about us. I'm a bit more John Daly. I saved us with the drives. Let's say that. I am raw talent. Eddie's got to work hard for his stripes, but I'm raw talent. But go check that out. Breaking the Yips YouTube.
100%.
Go subscribe.
100%. Go check it out.
But golf has never been more interesting.
I'm fascinated now. I want it to be a truly
global sport.
Yeah, I want it to be global.
I want it to be everywhere.
I want to have events down here. I want to have events fucking all over the globe. I think it's more fun. You bring in crowds. Like, let's be honest for a second. Did anyone give a fuck about the John Deere Classic in East fucking West Idaho? Like, no one gives a fuck about that shit.
No.
That shit's not interesting to anybody, bro.
No.
Don't pretend like the PGA was like this sacrilegious event, like that. You just 90% of the events are
it was called the
horse
John
shit.
Deere Classic, like the Rocket Mortgage, these are not glorious.
The Sony WM Open, like
these aren't prestigious events.
No, 90% of them you could leave at the fucking door
and no one would know.
And no one would know. You could leave them off the fucking calendar and no one would know.
This is ultimately great for golf.
I hope so. I hope.
It'd be interesting to see what the shakeout is on how it, what it looks
out.
like.
I hope it shakes out in a certain way.
It will. I think they'll get it right now.
Because like even European golf was dying. No one watched that shit. You might watch the fucking, the Scottish Open maybe, or the Irish Open maybe once. That'd be it. But like, what else did you watch?
No. It'll be interesting to see what happens. It'll be.
I wonder if Adelaide was like the straw that broke the camel's back.
What were they like? This thing pumped in Australia.
It pumped
in Adelaide, and we just went to Adelaide. And this is no disrespect to the great city, town, country, regional city, town of Adelaide, but like, fuck, mate, you were getting that pumping. Like nothing happens in Adelaide.
But for a couple of reasons. A, it absolutely fucking pumped. But B, I think it sort of gave an insight into public sentiment, almost as if like no one agrees with you, PGA. No one gives a fuck about what you're talking about. You can go on this hypocrisy-fueled rant about human rights and all this shit till the cows come home, but the people aren't buying that shit at the market, clearly. If I saw that as am I in charge of PGA, I'd have been like, oh my God, we need to
My mum went to it.
Tomorrow.
I was like, of all the people to go to the fucking LIV tournament in Adelaide, my mum and her sister went. Like, that's dribbly as fuck.
Love that.
I reckon the Masters and PGA tournaments had shit to do with it as well. Because in the Masters, like 3 out of the top 6 or 7 all LIV players, and then Brooks won the fucking PGA.
Yeah, but the Masters is an invite, so they can do whatever the fuck they want.
No, I know, but like having those events without the LIV players and then having them back for the majors and probably seeing the viewership numbers go through the roof.
Like pump.
Go ballistic because they've got all the best players back together again. Like,
mate, I genuinely think it was the PGA Tour looking at it going, let's be honest, most of our events no one cares about. If they start putting on these Adelaide-like events all over, we're in big trouble.
I think golf has always been a notoriously stuffy sport, right? Really stiff upper lip, pompous bullshit, like
for no reason.
No, well, because it was rooted in like,
but not to its benefit.
No, not all. But it's institutionalized sort of behaviors around like it's from an era of very stuffy and overly polite, weird rules.
Almost akin to in Test cricket, where if you played on the leg side, you were seen as uncouth.
Yeah, like all that sort of shit where it's like it doesn't make sense. It's from a bygone era. This is getting it to more in line with the sensibilities of the times, which is like people like to rip and tear. People like to fucking wear shorts on a golf course.
People like yipping and yahooing.
People like yipping and yahooing and just having a good time.
Music, that's right.
Music, exactly.
Fisher playing after the first day, Ian Poulter up on shoulders, ripping in.
Yeah.
Like, that's what the people want.
Party vibes. Bert Kreischer there doing shoeies and shit. You know what it is.
Yeah, you know what it is, baby. Anyway, fucking shout out to those that got the bag.
That's what I hope. It's not just bag related for like Saudis and shit. I hope it's like we actually still want to now make golf like sick.
Well, they made it sick, so they've shown us what it can be.
Yes, but but hopefully that's taken on. It's not about sort of just going like, hey, buy us out and we'll fucking leave you alone.
Yep, good point. Ooh, it remains to be seen. I would hope that's not the case.
No, that'd suck. That'd suck. Anyway, that is golf.
It is.
Breaking the yips. YouTube.
And Instagram.
And
TikTok.
Let's get the old roundup. Rugby League. Obviously, when we chat Rugby League, punters and dribblers, it's thanks to the incomparable KO Sports.
Incomparable.
The unsinkable KO Sports. For all 7 games this week.
8.
Sorry, 8 games,
round.
1 bye.
Back to 8, baby.
All 8 games live and ad-free during play, and obviously, there are other people who also show the Rugby League and Tacky Warn shows that don't get all 8 games.
Come first sort of stuff.
Yeah. Thursday night, we got the Titans and the Tigers, Eddie. What are we doing? What are we thinking? I like Tigers.
I like the Tigers in this game, mate.
Beautiful. We are in cahoots. Now, this one, Friday, 6 p.m, Jared Croker's 300th game, only available on KO.
If you want to watch one of the great identities in rugby league football, Jared Croker, play 300 rugby league games in front of the faithful, Canberra Stadium, horns are blaring. We've got it on good authority, one of the great fireworks displays all time in his honour.
Well, in Australian history.
You can only watch it on KO.
I'm also very excited to see how emotional Ricky gets. If he does something good, if he wins. Like
no, but him in the presser at the end of the game. Just
Ricky will be on the... do you want to... Should we have not even a bet because we're probably in agreement here, but I think Ricky... whole game on the sideline, or do you think he spent some time in the box? I think whole game on the sideline.
And I think Tears, and I think win, loss, draw, try, no try to Croker. I think Tears in the post match.
Can we check what the weather is like on what it is in Canberra?
Saturday is going to be
Friday.
Oh, Friday. Sorry. Only 20% chance of rain, but it will be 11 degrees.
That's right. No, you want it to be frigid. You want it to be freezing cold Canberra weather because that's the sort of conditions that Mr. Croker has played his entire career.
Well, he gets it.
I was born in the dark. He was born in the cold. But I had to say the line because otherwise it made no sense. I was born in the dark.
Do the cold bit.
Okay, right. Hold on. I was born in the cold.
That was shit.
Yeah, it wasn't as good, was it? I think the first one was good.
No, the first one's all right.
I was born in the cold. Is that better?
The cold, you're not nailing
because it's hard. I was born in the cold. No. Moving on. We picked the Raiders, I assume.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
8 p.m. Friday night, Brookvale Oval, Seagulls, Fish, mainly to fuck the fish. You know there's those that doco of that chick who used to fuck dolphins? Have you ever seen that?
No.
I swear we've spoken about this.
There's a chick who fucked a dolphin.
She used to fuck dolphins.
Dolphin, one in particular, I think. She used to fuck a dolphin.
It was more complicated than that, but yeah.
It was more. Yeah, I'm sure it was much more complicated than that.
It was part of it was part of a scientific experiment. It wasn't just her personal life.
I'm sorry, Dave. Sounds like you're trying to justify a woman fucking a dolphin.
She fucked a dolphin.
Yeah, she also gave the dolphin
a guy fucking a dolphin as well. Okay.
She also gave the dolphin LSD.
Jesus.
Right.
This
is all sounding a bit like animal
cruelty sort of stuff. But can you check if a dude also fucked a dolphin? Because Sevo over there seems to think that there was a man and a woman fucking a dolphin. Either way, Manly, like that scientist in inverted commas, Manly
someone
fucked the dolphin.
Jeez. Yeah, he claimed he had sex with the dolphin. He's a self-professed zoophile.
Isn't that illegal?
He had a what? A love affair, Seb's saying.
A love affair. That's... He stated that they stared into each other's eyes for moments after they made love and tried 7 different poses. He's a zoophile activist. Jesus.
That's fucked
That's
up.
fucking gross.
Lock
What
him
are
up.
the 7 different poses you can do with a dolphin?
What's that mean?
Like positions. You kind of can do like chest to chest. You can't do like reverse cowgirl.
I'm not
on a
going to go
dolphin.
through them. I don't
No,
know.
I think where Sebo's getting mixed up is he also wrote a book called Wet Goddess about an affair
mate,
between
what
a
are we
college student
doing?
What's
and
the
a
matter,
dolphin.
dude? You don't want to hear about a guy fucking a dolphin? You don't find that interesting?
Jesus Christ.
I'm interested. And I think the people are too. Eddie's all of a sudden, after talking about Ange Postecoglou having a sweaty wank over mudcake, now a bit of dolphin fucking.
Animal, yeah, and people fucking animals and goats and shit makes me a bit squeamish.
Yeah, dude, I'm not happy about it.
It makes me a bit squeamish.
It's history.
If it makes you feel any better, dolphins apparently in nature are like very sex pesty, probably more than bordering on sexually assaulting
Don't start
many other
telling me
animals.
dolphins are problematic, Dave. I won't
Dolphins
be able
can
to
be
take
problematic, yeah.
Oh my God.
Nah.
Which doesn't
Now
make,
I do wanna move
which
on.
does not make it okay to do the same thing to them, but just say.
I'm not celebrating the fucking of a dolphin. It's interesting that someone would do it. But Manly will fuck a dolphin on Friday night. We move on. Dragons, Rabbits. Eddie, what do you think?
Oh, I think the Rabbits win, mate.
I think
the
so.
Dragons are a basket case. Shout out to Mad Dragon, who weekly gets after it and delivers in spades, in my estimation at least, some of the best rugby league content we've ever seen.
Yep.
I would like to let him know that as part of the content journey, I want to see St. George leave the comp.
Yeah.
Because I think that would be a nice sort of zenith.
I need you to film more if you hear this, Mad Dragon. I need you to film more of you, like, watching the game because your team loses more than they win and your tears, I know it doesn't sound like it, but it's good.
When do we play the Dragons?
Round 22.
What night?
Dave?
Yep. Just while I'm finding this, I just did see an article on Fox Sports that the Dragons are looking to cement a head coach by the end of this week. They met with Shane Flanagan today.
Hey, Shane, stop talking about fucking another club. Just do it behind the scenes. If you're going to leave the club, that's fine, but do it behind the scenes. Saturday, July 29th. Do we try get him for a stream? Fly him over from Perth.
Would you like that?
Leave a comment in the YouTube if you'd like us to fly the Mad Dragon over from Perth for a live stream. It'd be funny. Can't deny that.
He might be going to the game, but if you're not...
Well, he wouldn't be. He's not necessarily flying over for it. It's like if he's already flying over for it, then that's a different story. But if he's just going to stay at home and watch it.
Correct. Great point.
All right. So, yeah, I think that the Rabbitohs fucked the Dragons there. Broncos Knights, Edward. Saturday, 10th of June, by the way. All these games on Saturday, 10th of June are live and ad-free exclusive to KO Sports, who may or may not be happy that there was, within their segment, an in-depth conversation about a human fucking a dolphin.
Remains to be seen.
Well, it remains to be seen. They may let us know. Saturday, 10th of June, also my 34th birthday. Ugh.
I like it when you turn 34 or when you have your birthday because I've only just recently sort of had mine. So you're basically...
I pushed the boat back out.
You're almost
again.
like 3 years older than me.
No, 2. How old are you?
But I was just 31 and you're 34.
Are you
so that's
31?
3. No, I'm 32.
Yeah, right.
But I only just turned 30.
No, you're 32, so that doesn't make sense. Broncos.
Yeah.
Broncos. Roosters, Penrith. This is a tough game for some reason. It shouldn't be, but it feels like one, but I'm going Penrith.
I think Penrith. I know that Cleary's out and that the Cocker bloke's in. Is that his name?
Cogger.
Apologies, Cogger. I just don't like the Roosters. I don't like what they're about. I don't like the way they play their rugby league.
Like the players?
I think they're frauds.
Hate the club.
Storm, Sharks. I think Storm win.
Yeah, I didn't. It was like the Sharks haven't been to top 8. So
I don't know how Sharks are coming fourth. Have they had the cushiest run all time?
They might have. Some dribbler sent us a message, a DM today, and I didn't look into it because I read the headlines, right? But he was saying that the Broncos have got all their buys back end of the season and only have 4 games or 6 games out of Queensland all year, which, if true, is insane.
Well, we've already had 2 of our buys, and clubs like the Broncos and
Rabbitohs
haven't had any, which seems unfair to me. Very unfair.
All right, back to it, Dave. The last game, is it?
Monday, public holiday, Dogs, Eels.
I think the Eels, but there's also like a part of me, truthfully, in my like upset. Just thinking about upsets, that's like the Dogs. If you're trying to pick an upset around, if I had to pick two upsets this round, it'd be Roosters and Dogs.
I think the Eels will win.
So do I, but upset mentality.
I know I get that, but I think the Eels will win.
So do I, but upset mentality.
Thanks, KO.
Thank you, KO. Much love to you, KO. Now, did you just hit a wall or something, buddy? You went from chipper, really aggro about LIV, to then being like aggressively against talking about dolphin fucking. I'm just trying to work out.
No.
You got emotional about animals in a way that's never actually, you've never shown to be like, don't talk about. We can talk about anything on this show, but not people fucking dolphins.
It wasn't. I got squeamish when we started talking about the several positions. That's what probably tipped me over the edge. Up until that point, I was good to go. But when we
you got
started,
upset.
Well, not upset.
The article spoke to the positions. I don't think we were pontificating about how to fuck a dolphin.
I'm not talking about us. I'm not upset with us. I'm saying that the moment you start rocking positions with animals, it's like, it's not for everyone.
Eddie's got to put. We found Eddie's limit. We have. I personally could have kept going, but that's all right. I do understand that fucking animals is wrong, and we should have that on the public record as well. We aren't pro bestiality.
No, we're not.
What's a zoophile? Is that a nice way of saying bestiality?
Yeah.
It's also a funny...
Or is that saying, like, I only fuck animals in zoos?
Or is it that I'm a huge fan of the Zoo Brothers?
As opposed to, like, you don't see pigs and goats and dogs in zoos.
No, I think zoophile is mainly animal. I feel like if bestiality is the act, zoophile is the motivation behind the act. Zoophilia, you know what I mean?
Okay, I like that. But as well, I don't mind the idea of like Tim Zoo's fan base calling themselves the Zoophiles.
Sure.
Fighting June 18th. Check it out. Main event.
Big shout out.
Yeah.
Shout out
Do you want to finish with a couple of dribbles and get the fuck out of here?
Couple of dribs.
Before we get to the dribbles, punters and dribblers, make sure to check out our chat with the grade cricketer on SEN. It's on the SEN app. I think it's replayed on SEN on the weekend. But then the full interview will be out on the Hello Sport YouTube channel and podcast channel Sunday, 6 p.m. Pez and Higos of the grade cricketer. As of recording, Wednesday, Test champs start tonight.
Fucking foaming.
I can't wait to get home and post up on the couch and fucking just rip into some cricket, dude. I'm horny for it.
So horny.
So horny. And then we've also got our live stream tonight, Tigers and the Titans.
Yep.
Live stream Hello Sport YouTube. See you there.
Don't be square.
Don't be square. See you there. If you dare. 2 more dribbles.
2 more.
How long have we been going for? 2 more dribbles.
Well, I've got one that's a two-parter.
Give it to us, Dave.
Just one.
Give it to us.
Just give us the 2-parter.
No, I'll make it one part and then we'll do another one.
Okay, there you go. Dave telling us what to do. Full-time Dave telling us what to do. I mean,
sure.
You don't know when you're going to get... I respect it.
There was one... So this one came in after Origin. There was one which had a similar foreboding message before Origin on the same topic, but I'll just play the one after Origin.
Beautiful.
Call to say, Eddie, just quick call to say, Eddie, this is entirely your fault. As a depressed New South Wales dribbler, I put the blame squarely on you. But continuing to chat shit about the duffel bag and how many weapons we have in it, even though history tells us when you chat shit about the duffel bag, we get humped. And now I'm getting pizzled by my first year apprentice at work. He's never watched a fucking game of rugby league in his life, but he's fucking into me, and it's your fault, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Stop talking about the fucking duffel bag, please, for fuck's sake, please. Love you, Dave. Bye.
I mean, listen, the duffel bag exists because the duffel bag exists.
Listen, I don't know how long you've been listening for, bruh, but when we won back-to-back Origins, there was a lot of duffel bag rhetoric. when we went up to Queensland and humped those fucking losers into the earth, won by like 57 points in the first game, whatever it was. There was duffel bag rhetoric. When we went to Suncorp game 2 and won 26-0, guess again. Yeah, there was duffel bag rhetoric. I'm not going to walk away from a tried and tested method just because we've had a couple of sloppy L's. Got nothing to do with me that we don't fucking pass the ball to Turbo, that we fucking play like shit, that we miss our tackles, that we don't out-leap Lindsay Collins. That's not my fault.
And he doesn't jump for the New South Wales Blues.
And if I did, I can tell you right now, I'd be jumping Lindsay Collins through any means necessary. If I have to go out there and jump off a fucking mini tramp, then I would.
Pogo stick.
Whatever. You know what I mean? I'm making it happen for the state. Unfortunately, I wasn't selected by Freddie. That's fine. But to imply that my duffel bag rhetoric, which has already got us 3 shields, by the way, is to blame, is absurd. Look, 18, 19, 21.
Considering the fact that, like Cleary out, now we've got a pick of Hines, Dally M medalist, Reynolds premiership winner, Moses, Parramatta player.
Got him.
You got him?
Got him, the little fucking loser.
Yeah, barflies in the office. Sorry. Yeah, go fuck yourself. And you know what? Just fire your apprentice. There are apprentices everywhere.
Everywhere.
This place is crawling with apprenti. Fuck him off.
There are apprenti everywhere.
Get him into an asbestos pit.
That's off you. That's on you, mate. That's on you.
Let's move on.
Tom, Eddie, Tobler, Star. I mean Dior. Look, just quick yarn about the whole debutant ball shit you've been talking about the other day. So, basically, my missus is from up far north Queensland, like out in the Tablelands area. And I went up there like first uni break to go pick mangoes and stuff. And so this is the very first time I've ever met her whole family. And I remember talking to, like, basically the first, like, month of college or something, she brought up, like, she went to this dead ball and everyone hung shit on her for, like, the first couple of months. So I thought, I'll get the fam on side, I'll whip out a bit of comedy. And basically they asked, how are you going up here, whatever. And I've gone and said, it's great. It's like a time capsule. It's fucking like being back in the past, talking about debutante balls, and basically just hung shit on the dead ball for, like, a good 2.5 minutes. Now, unbeknownst to me, her grandma is like the head of like the Deb organization thing or whatever. And she has just absolutely rinsed me and given me like a good 3-4 minute dressing down in front of the entire family of this girl who I'm still with today. Like this is 5 years ago, and just absolutely let it go. And from that moment on, I've gone, right, that was the incorrect call. And her grandma's basically only just started talking to me about 6 months ago because of it. So anyways, good first impressions never. Talking about respectfully Debs forever. Have a good one, boys.
I still don't know what the fuck they really are, though.
I don't know what a debutante. Is that like a coming of age?
I think that's what I mean. I think it might be like a white person's... Like a white person's from fucking a male's Hanukkah, or what is that what you call it, Hanukkah?
From a male's
like
perspective.
A festival.
No, what's the thing you guys are coming of age?
Oh, a bar mitzvah.
A bar mitzvah.
Is it like, or is it like?
And I mean, white person probably not the right term, but you know what I mean.
Well,
you're white.
It's contextual.
From a male's perspective, is it like when your balls drop?
Well, no, because men are
balls drop ball.
Debutante balls drop.
Balls drop ball.
Well, no, because men go to deb balls as well. It's not just chicks.
I think it's more like a school formal type thing, but not school specific.
No, dude, it's like coming of age shit. Like,
yeah, so there is an equivalent for women as well. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
I just can't speak to it.
No,
don't want to really.
A period piece.
It says there's a long history to these balls, which began hundreds of years ago in England as a way for wealthy young women to make their debut into high society.
Yeah. So this is like Bridgerton stuff.
Yeah. But ironically now it's no longer, I don't think it's high society shit.
Eat me out in the library sort of stuff.
Eat me out in the what?
Bridgerton scene.
Oh, I've never watched a Bridgerton scene in my life.
It's the only scene I've watched. Walked in, I go, what's going on in here? Okay.
Yeah, you know what? Steph watched Bridgerton as well.
Porn for women.
A lot of fucking in that show.
Porn for women.
It's
There's
women.
the main Bridgerton guy. Was he like the prince or some shit?
hot.
He was fucking everyone.
Yeah, he was a naughty boy.
I was always sitting in bed and I'm looking over at Steph's watching some big Adonis guy just plowing chicks everywhere.
Mate,
I'm
sometimes
I couldn't just watch porn in bed.
Sometimes I'd be in another room, like, watching footy or working or something.
Being a man, spitting and fucking flexing.
Yeah, drinking a whiskey and that. And I'll hear what is akin to porn going on upstairs, like huge, big romps. And I go up and I go, what are you watching? Oh, it's Bridgerton. So it's play on now because it's on Netflix.
Dude, I tell you what it is.
Some bloke just railing this chick until the cows come home.
Eddie, you know what needs to happen is we need to just, like, torrent porn and just, rename a cream pie scene like, something Bridgerton-esque.
You could basically take Pirates 1 and 2, stitch them together into a series, and then rename it something
like some sort of cute, like artsy pirate name.
Yeah,
Fleets of the Ocean or some shit, or like On the High Seas.
Yeah.
And it's just
or Sailing to a New Land. or something.
Yeah. And
it's like £10 Palm, which I've seen ads for, but not that.
No, £10 pirate, and it's just 10 pirates pounding.
£10 pirate. I mean, I don't know how women get away with it.
No, that's what I mean. You're made to feel like I've got to go and watch porn in a dark corner, whereas they're just watching it in bed.
I know, literally. Watching it in the lounge room.
Yeah.
The fucking in-laws are over.
On fucking full volume, not even Bluetooth and headphones.
Rub it out. Good to go. And we're downstairs in the fucking basement hiding
Lights
from the
off. I'm waiting for you to leave the house for 45 seconds so I can quickly sprint downstairs and turn on a very tasteful pirate porn.
Literally.
Get to work.
Literally. Driblets, hats off to you.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how you snuck that one through the
You
key.
Trojan horsed full-blown porn into the house.
Yeah.
And I've just got
listen, the writing was on the wall with 50 Shades when fucking apparently anal beads and getting whipped and shit was now play on.
Yeah.
That was the first one you snuck through the keeper.
But you're like, wait a second.
But a couple of us were wily enough. But this Bridgerton stuff's it's done us all in.
I walked in.
And that's not just Bridgerton. There's other shit that I can't name.
Like Euphoria, I feel like is similar.
Not even, no, Euphoria's
No?
there's other shit out there like Sex Life and stuff where it's on.
The Bridgerton, I remember walking into
a show what Ella watched recently, I swear to God, 40 out of the 50 minutes is just someone getting pumped.
I walked in on Steph watching Bridgerton, and it was the main guy. Is he a black guy? The main guy?
Yeah, in the first
and it's
season,
like his fucking impeccable ass, just bare ass, pumping this chick with an inch of her life, moaning, screaming. I'm like, Steph's salivating at the screen there like a dog with a bowl of food in front of it.
Yeah, female porn. They've snuck it through.
They've snuck it in.
And I've got to give credit where credit's due.
No, absolutely, you do. But we just need to find more fancy names for our porn instead of it just being like,
Well, we need to give them a little like I think male porn falls apart at the storyline. Tom, it's a bit weak.
You need to
I've come over to clean your pies. Boom, boom,
and he's
boom.
already got
a little bit.
He's already got a bonus sticking through his pants.
He's not actually wearing any pants.
No, he's already hard.
Which
He's
is a bit of
hard.
dead giveaway.
Yeah.
I think if we pad out our storylines just a pinch,
get some actual writers on board.
Then I think we're a sniff.
I think there's a writers' strike in Hollywood as well. Maybe we can get a couple cheap.
And then if we get that
tidied
up.
What about Poundton Abbey?
Poundton Abbey. Yeah, it's just Downton Abbey, except
But
everyone
everyone's
gets
just getting
pounded.
fucking pounded. I'd be, you know what?
By Sir Pound-a-Lot. Or Lord Pound-a-Lot.
Lord Giant Dick.
Yeah. Lord Try Poddington.
Lady Pussy.
Yeah. Lady Wet One. Okay,
that's probably us, punters and dribblers. Shout out to KO. Just to associate him with that chat.
See you later. Bye-bye.
Ciao.
Could you two just not talk anymore?